Oh, man, family. It's time to get up and do it again. Go and wake up. I know some of y'all already up. So let's go and get it. First off, family, I want to welcome you to the Congregation of the Mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. As you know, I'm your host, and this is the Daily Toast, and of course, you know this is a Heart of a Simmer production. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Now grab your glass and drink some water. Grab your bottle, get that water. Twist that cap to get the water. And just pour some water. Drink. Now move your body and get some water. Move your body and drink some water. Move your body and drink some water. Move your body. Drink. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. What? Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. What? Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. What? Raise your glass. Come on. Drink. Take your breath and get some water. Lift your foot and get that water. Move your body, drink some water. Then raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Drink. Why no? Drink. Let's try it again. Maybe y'all get on board. Take a breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink. Why? Drink. Come on, let's drink some water, family. Back up a second. So y'all know, those that join us on the Daily Toast, family, we got to drink our water. We got to stay hydrated. Health has been a major concern as far as this Kwanzaa. And we continue the tradition and we continue doing our things by taking our breath, practicing our breathing, family. Breathing on purpose, not just by happenstance, not just because we have to, but practice. Also drinking our water. Drink. Man, it's another great day here. And what I want to ask you is Habari Gani family, Habari Gani. Who knows what date it is? The next contest has been launched. We'll launch the next contest. I don't know why. I know why it's dark right now. Because that light. No, it's not the evening. It's the morning. But it's that light. That light went out. I got to fix that light because, damn.
I thought you fixed it.
No, that light way up there, I don't know how to get to it. Shit. All right. So I'm going to have to go call them people and ask them to come change that light for me. All right. So, family. So once again, I want to welcome you to the Daily Toast. Of course, y'all know lines are open. Lines are open 614-556-4535. As a matter of fact, let me go and get that pumped up right now. Lines are open, and I want y'all to know that y'all can call in and we can have these. We can have some real discussion about some of the stuff that's going on about Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is popping off beautifully, you know, and you know, like I said, there's always struggle, there's always bumps in the road, but hell, we gotta keep on going, you know what I'm saying? Get up, lick your wounds, and let's keep moving. Get up, and some of y'all, hopefully you left energized, because after seeing BHB still out there, you know, he's still out there b-boying, man. I mean, shit, what more can you say? We got Elder Daryl Green jumping up, doing spinning kicks, you know what I'm saying? You know, we got elders doing Tai Chi. We got a whole bunch of powerful stuff going on in our community, and there's no reason why somebody has to settle for being unhealthy. You understand what I'm saying? So today is far as Kwanzaa, is Ujima. So if I say Habari Gani, the proper response is Ujima. If I walk up on you and you in Gye-Nyame journey, I say, what's the day? The day is Nia. So don't get it mixed up. I'm still getting my push-ups. Now, Dr. Dolly said, the Baba told me, he said, hey, bruh. He said, hey, since you young folk, because you know the Baba, I'm young, you know. You young folks, if y'all can do the push-ups, cool, but if a child run up on an elder and the elder ain't saying the day properly, ask him for $1. Said, shit, that's a good idea. I don't know how the rest of the elders going to feel about that. I think we're going to have a lot of healthy elders. Like, I ain't giving up no dollar every time I say the day of the week. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm not one that believe you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Now, one of the things that we have, we strive to do at Gye-Nyame Journey is to kind of change and shatter the old paradigms. And one of the first paradigms that we shattered when we started the show, we going over 2 years now. I've been doing this for a while, but is that whole day of the week thing. We have named each day of the week after one of our principles. And we got a whole series of principles that can line up on that day if you don't want to practice them Gusasa, but there's other principles that in many aspects can be looked at as African. You know what I'm saying? I was going to say universal, but I think I have a problem with the whole universal concept. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of stuff that's seen as universal is not really healthy for us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, but I know some people will disagree with me on that. So this morning at 11 a.m. at the main library, we have storytelling going on from 11 to 2 p.m. So family, if you would, you know what I'm saying, continue to support Kwanzaa, send people out, the young people, because I know some of y'all still working, but some of y'all not. You know, it's good to go and get your kids up. We got some real good storytellers in the community. I'm about to go and make my long trek and go get my car so that I could go and make sure that me and my children are there. So, what time is it? It's 9:37. It's going to take me about a half an hour to get over there. So we got a little bit of time to get our discussion on if we need to. So what's happening tonight at Kwanzaa on Ujima, once again at the King Arts Complex? We have the drum call and procession, lighting of the Kanara, and of course the libations. We got A Plus Arts Academy tonight. The honoree tonight will be Fran Frazier. We have a dance performance by Kai Pai. Hell, we got the A Plus Arts Academy again. And tonight, y'all, we got the Marion Franklin Steppers. The Marion Franklin Steppers. Alright. Gallery presentation tonight, Professor Spira. And the food vendor tonight is Ina's Kitchen. Ina's Kitchen. Shaka just sent me a link. I don't know what's going on with that. Let me see what's going on with the link. Maybe I've been blocked. Who knows? Maybe, who knows? Let's see. Let's see what Shaka sent me. All right.
Never click unknown links.
Never. Yeah, I got Chrome, baby. I ain't concerned about that. You might be using that. The others. I got Chrome. So we're gonna see what Shaka talking about here. Oh. Shaka trying to show off he got some more glasses. So I'm gonna have to up my. That look like they belong to my glass family here. So I'm gonna have to go out. Okay, Shaka. I see you. Shaka, yo, lines are open, family. We got people on. We got 6-1 call in. Lines open. 614-556-4535. I think Shaka want to toast with us. I don't know. Because he got his glass. You know, those glasses look official. You know, except for that broke one in the middle, that iOS in the middle. You got those two Androids on the side, but the iOS in the middle look like it's cracked. You know, that fits the pattern. That fits the pattern. Let's see. So, family, we're gonna finish up our water, then we're gonna get into this toast.
This call is being recorded.
Oh, by the way, we will be auctioning off this piece right here. Not auctioning, but we're going to raffle that off. Also, I want to stress, first off, happy birthday to all the Kwanzaa babies on Emoja. Ayuka, happy birthday to her. On Kuji Chakalia, which was last night, was Miss Sasha's birthday. Happy birthday. So we got any other Kwanzaa babies out there? Any other Kwanzaa babies? We need to celebrate those babies. Also,
I'm 6 years old now.
You gotta come so they can see you. Come on. Bring the gift that Baba gave you.
That Baba? Oh.
Come on. So, because she want to announce her age, I'm gonna let her do it. We got some on the line. What's going on?
I'm 6 years
What's going on, man?
What's going on? I see you got some glasses. So now you trying to tell me up my glass game again. Okay.
I told you I got them. I'm going to tell you something, man. Thrift stores are amazing.
Aren't they? Oh, man, people don't even know. Yeah, man, thrift store. Now, I found this one in the thrift store, so now I'm going to have to go back and search for some more. Hey, it is what it is. But also, family, I want to announce that we launched the third quiz contest online. So, like I said, all you got to do is opt in by, you could, I sent out the text, I sent out the mass text. Some people is taking themselves off because it's only during the Kwanzaa season and when we doing little festivals and stuff like that where the mass texts go out like that. If I'm offending people, I apologize. But I think it's important that we pick up our culture. You understand what I'm saying? So the first winner was Tiandra Finch, and she won. I still got her gift. I got to catch up with her. She won a Sam's Club card for $25, as well as a book by Dr. Kelsey. The second winner for Kuji Chagalia was Miss Sheila Sales, and I got to catch up with her. I got 2 books for her from Gye-Nyame Journey, as well as some shea butter, Cerebral Lux, as well as one of their lip balms. And you know who makes Cerebral Lux, right? Shaka?
Who is that?
Storm 9000.
Who?
Storm 9000.
And what is it? What type of product is it?
Shea butter, straight shea butter.
Oh. You know what? Yeah, I didn't know that was the name of it.
Me
I think the last time I talked to him, he was talking about doing that.
Right. And then, so tonight, I'm about to go out and search for the prize because somebody offered something, and I don't want to speak on it, but I'm gonna get out there, and we're gonna see, because this next prize, family, I think y'all might want to get involved. So you could text Kwanzaa 365 to 77292 and answer the question. This is a very simple question. And then we will randomly select. Now, the computer was supposed to be doing it, but what I had been doing now is writing your name down, cutting it out, folding it up, and having somebody draw the name out. That's kind of messed up. You know, once you pay money for these systems, the shit don't be working. But that's how it go. Shaka, you got something you want to share with the people before we get into this toast? Because I got to walk over and get my car.
Oh man. You know, I'm looking at trying to make it down there, and so we are celebrating up to what is it, Imani? Is Imani the last?
Well, Imani, far as days, is the last day that we come together as a community, but that day will be known as... they don't even have it on the book. Okay, that's December the 30th. We'll be at the school, and we got divine conversations going on. I think that starts at 12, and that'll be from about 12 to 2, somewhere around there. And then after that, we're going to have a movie and discussion. And the movie that we will be watching will be called Race War. I'm gonna go over there and set up everything so that people can get it. You know, I don't know, maybe we might have some other stuff going on in there. You know, because like I said, I'm still thinking about it. My mind is still reeling because, you know, I mean, like I said, I'll be wore out. I mean, after Kwanzaa, because this, I mean, in a sense, this is the break, and I'm enjoying myself to the fullest. I'm trying to have as much fun. I'm trying to reduce as much of the complaints as possible, and just trying to take in the positive energy. It's good to see some of my family that I don't get to see all the time because they out here working. They're out here doing it. And when I say work, I'm not necessarily just talking about going to a job. I ran into Carnell the other day, and Carnell, his chef business, man, is really getting off the ground. He's been winning prizes, and you know, and he's fortunate enough to be doing that, you know, on a full-time basis. And now, you know what I'm saying, it's time for us to really start finding those businesses that really came up out of us and start really supporting them. It's really time to practice like Ujima, which is today, which is collective work and responsibility, and also Ujima, which is a cooperative economics, getting together and supporting those businesses. So, you know, I want to try to get over there at least once every payday, between every payday, getting over and finding him and spending some money with him. And I know there's a lot of people out there that's already doing it. And also last night we raised about $80 when we passed the plate around. I want to thank everybody. The first night we raised $236. You know, and I want y'all to know that money is going towards the Kiramu and to help cover some of the costs that we may have not been able to cover in the fundraising earlier before Kwanzaa. But all the money is going towards the Kwanzaa celebration and making sure that we can continue doing stuff like this, family. So I want to thank everybody for every dime, because I know as black people how hard it is to get money, even though people say we waste a lot of money. But shit, you know, when it really comes down to it, That's not the fact. Those the numbers don't match up with that shit. Because I know
What do you mean it goes to the Karamu? What's the Karamu?
The Karamu is the feast. We have a feast coming up on this Kuumba, which will be Ujima. That's tomorrow. So and the Kwanzaa committee or the community provides the basics like the fish and the chicken. Everybody else is supposed to bring stuff, so we got to feed everybody that's going to be there. You understand what I'm saying? That's our responsibility.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to feed everybody that's going to be coming in there. You know what I'm saying? This is the harvest of the community. So now, family, you know what I'm saying? You know, like bring those dishes. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to have that Karamu popping off. Man, and it's going to be nice. You know, I ain't gonna have no.
You know what I asked primarily, man, is that all my life, you know, when you say Karamu here in Cleveland, that is the arts center. That you know, it's the black arts center where a lot of it's a historical spot in Cleveland where a lot of even celebrities. Arsenio Hall went to Karamu. I mean, just to show you how far back, you know, they go. It's a lot of history here. In fact, the old historical high school building that I wanted to acquisition, Central High School here in Cleveland, is where Langston Hughes went. So,
Langston Hughes from the Midwest?
Right around the corner from
Stop. Langston Hughes is from the Midwest?
Langston Hughes, yes.
Wait, Langston Hughes was born in Cleveland?
I ain't say all that. I just know the Central High School. That's their claim to fame.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Man, hey, stand up. Midwest, stand up. Midwest, we bad as hell up here in the Midwest. So, but Karamu means feast. So if it's the art center, you go in to feast on the art. You understand what I'm saying? So, but yeah, what's that link you put up?
You say what?
What's the link you put up on my timeline?
The glasses.
Oh, okay. I see the iOS one in the middle. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you see the one in the middle one, right? You see the Big Brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the cracks in it. Mm-hmm. I still drink out of that one, man.
What?
You know, yeah.
I mean, that's what Apple users do. Usually they hang on to their phones as long as they possibly can. And
oh, of course, man. You know why? Because of old feet. Listen, I got the same MacBook Pro. The same MacBook Pro that I you know, from when I left Columbus. And you know, it don't do shit no more. But a old beat up Mac, I take over a brand new Android any day.
Well, you know, hey, maybe Apple will thank you with some of the billions of dollars that they be making. But
they won't.
I doubt it. Right? I doubt it.
They will not.
You know, all them billions of dollars and shit. You know. And motherfuckers laying off, man. I heard, man. I haven't been following the news, but I'm understanding the United States. We have like a monarchy going on right now. Donald Trump is running everything. So, the Great Pumpkin is on the loose, America. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
You know what, man? It's so deep that when I'm on. Even tagged, right? I'll be on tagged, and you got the trenders and tag talking about that dude. And yesterday, one of the sisters was talking about how, I mean, she's military, and she really don't. She was the number one trender yesterday. Her name is Madison, and you know, she's she's bad, man. I mean, like, you know, when you listen to her perspective and all of that, like, she understands what's going on in the world enough to know that, you know, Trump ain't necessarily the, well, let me get down to it. She said, you know, we live in a country where the most important house in history, or in America, you got criminals. Criminals being indicted. Out of the most major house in America. So...
I mean, I ain't got nothing to say to that. You know, what can you say to that? You know, but hey, shit, Mac was built on crime.
I mean, I don't know what I don't know what you say. I don't know what I'd say. But I know Marion Barron is like, look at these motherfuckers.
Unbelievable. Like,
I can't do crack in my office.
All right, but
look at what these motherfuckers doing.
Hey. I mean, but you know, take 30 motherfuckers to run the world. You know what I'm saying? People that's, you know, I mean, that's what, you know what I'm saying? You know, and that might be, you know, I mean, because we look at history. That might be why certain people just, you know, say, I'm just gonna stay in my side of the world. You know what I'm saying? Fuck conquering everything, because you know, there's some dirty motherfuckers out there. I think we've just been joined by Quasi Low. That number's starting to get familiar to me. Is that Quasi Low on the line?
You got caller ID?
No, I can see the number.
Oh yeah, your whole map show up when you call on this line.
Right.
We can see. What you doing at McDonald's right now?
Man, that's my guilty secret, man. You weren't supposed to tell everybody that.
Quasi Low hosted the poetry last night.
I can't run away from them McGriddles. No.
Quasi Low hosted the poetry last night. It was a beautiful affair. It felt good to see him get back up and MC.
I was stuttering a little bit at first, but it's all good.
But that's how we get down. You got to get, you know, it's sort of like, you know, playing basketball or playing football. You can't, you know, if you ain't been playing for a while, you can't just jump back out and automatically get your rhythm right back. You know, it's gonna come in time. So I just had to do like I used to do at New Harvest. I say, Quasi, come on up here. Give him the mic and walk away. hey, here's the. I'll be right back. And you know, that's how, you know, because after watching for a while, that's how we, you know, because the best way to train somebody is one, push them in, swim or sink or swim. You know what I'm saying? And he got up there once again, did an excellent job. So what did you think about the Kwanzaa last night, my brother?
It was nice. I think that was probably my favorite night of Kwanzaa that I've ever experienced. I mean, it was just a lot of performances that I really enjoyed. So I mean, from that aspect, I definitely enjoyed the presentation.
Lord have mercy. So you know, so I mean, like BHB and them, they got up there, they did their damn thing.
Man, I'm so excited about that, man. Still today.
And hey man, I'm just like, yo, and it's online. Y'all check it out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, I mean, it's almost. I ain't gonna say, because there's so much stuff going on in Columbus. Let's just say all over our communities, that you know, that you could eat all year long on our culture. You can eat all year long. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and Kwanzaa, we just try to bring it all together. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to do. We got to bring it all together so that people can see, you know what I'm saying? Because some people might be interested in violins and learning how to play violins, but you never knew that people was doing that. Last year we had modern dance. A group of young ladies come out and do modern dance. We had elders get up and step. This year we had people crumping and break dancing.
Right.
And you know that's out there. And then, you know, you might have, you know, with the poetry, some people might have,
you know what?
been sitting in the crowd like, dang, I didn't know that anybody could write poetry. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you be kind of surprised how people are hit by the things that they see during this period of time. But go ahead. Somebody else was about to say something.
Well, I was gonna say, man, you know, in Quasi, that one time, man, when we was rapping a little bit, it's the piece that's hard to explain, man. But I feel like when I was there, and Tim, I think you saw this a little bit, because we had, and I think it ain't an outreach thing, but I think that I dealt with different circles that never touched. And my whole agenda while I was there was to get those circles to intersect. And so what I'm so excited about and seeing last night's Kwanzaa is that some of those circles are intersecting in that way right now.
You were there?
No, I was watching it on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, in you know, especially when it comes down to the arts, you know, the arts community, the artist community, because, you know, as much as I would like to contribute to it today, I have spent a lot of my time in cities where, you know, of course, coming from New York, where everything is you know, it's to the extreme. Artists, they grinding. Either you eating or you ain't eating. Came back to Cleveland, it's not the same thing. It's the opposite. And so, of course, Cleveland deserves, you know, well, I don't know about deserving, but we need to raise it up to even get our culture, our arts culture, as brilliant as what's happening in Columbus. When I say it's brilliant, we coming together, you know, back when I was hosting the open mics, me and Necessary, we were bringing people out of the woodworks that would never touch, whose circles would never cross paths if it wasn't for us. So I see us as those connectors. And when I poured away for the past 15 years, in my mind, shit was still where it was when I left. It wasn't until last night when I'm saying, oh, well, they in each other's mix. And then this person is, okay. And then I went on live, found out that, Tim found out yesterday that Lyric is Joe Barry's nephew, and the whole 6 Degrees is just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So that was one of the major things that was exciting to me that I wanted to share. It just wasn't coming out in a way where Tim Quasi was like, man, what is it? What is you getting to? Like what? But that's what it is. That's exactly what I wanted to express that day. Is my excitement and coming back into the fold to be able to do the Voltron thing and pull all the lines together.
Man, so once again, man, we having a marvelous time, and we got some stuff because I have an hour because we got storytelling, so I got to get my kids together and get them out and over at the main library. Plus, there's some books over there at the main library I want to see. They have this book called Blacks in Western Art that I want to check out. And it's a non-circulating book. And I'm going to go check that out. But as well as take, you know, because it's me, Shasha, and Cleve. Miss Gina G is away for a little while. So
that title sounds very European.
It is. It is. But the idea is looking at the transition of black folks in Western art from where we were to where we are now. So that, you know, I'm looking for some pictures to kind of demonstrate to people that, the status and the sense in society that we have now has not always been that. So, you know, just looking at different books and stuff like that, because a lot of times, you know, people don't believe shit until white people tell them. So here's a book with white people in pictures telling you. So, you
know. There's a book called Pop Art that covers the pop culture in the series of decades, and from a very you know how in art's history there's certain periods, like you got expressionism and cubism and all of these different, types of art.
Surrealism.
Yeah, yes. And so if you want to appeal to the academic, I think pop art is a good text to come out of, especially when you get to the Andy Warhol and Basquiat. I feel like that's, the most significant thing about Basquiat's art, besides, what his message that he expressed, is his story that he lived through in it, in the sense that Andy Warhol saw that this dude's art was that much more marketable than his own, and so he pulled him under his wing and basically pimped him. You know what I mean?
Isn't that the story? Isn't that the story of us being in America? Shit.
I'm just saying, yo.
This is America.
But if you want to appeal to the academic, I guess you're doing the right thing.
My issue is I'm not trying to appeal to academics. I'm not, I'm just one. I'm going to look at it for myself. But then also, I meet with these young people every 2 weeks, so I want to be able to, this shit is about 4 thick ass volumes. So I'm gonna need to take some young people up here with me and start getting them to start looking through and start snapping some pictures. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm looking at it as a mission. You know what I'm saying? So not just for me, but because like I said, I don't usually get people to do stuff that I don't do my damn self. So I got to go and check it out first, scout it out, find them, and then have the young people, your mission, if you choose to accept, is to come back with some rare pictures of black folks in ancient and modern history prior to the slave trade. You know what I'm saying? So they have to go through, they have to find it, boom, 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 bring the damn pictures back. Did you get caught? You know what I mean? Just making it fun, make it learning and fun, because you don't always have to be sitting behind a desk or just listening to an old dude like myself just ramble on. But how can we make this an adventure? I can't eat that, baby. I can't eat that. Family, we about to Quace, you got something else you want to share? Because I'm about to go and get this toast all popping off, because I know it's a lot. My wife looked at the list last night and was like, "You read all those damn names every day?" I said, "Every day."
No,
every
she
day.
didn't, because she said, "You read all these names every day."
Okay, whatever.
No, I wanted to say just real quick, just to kind of complete, I felt like to complete my thought about what I thought about Kwanzaa last night. I guess if the stuff that I was talking about that I think will be beneficial to kind of work on. If I want to see it be different, then I have to take the point. You know what I mean, and make it happen. Mm-hmm.
And be as CJ used to say, be the change that you. What is it?
Be the change you want to see.
Be the change you want to see, and that's a challenge for all of us. I would suggest to everybody, when you go to Kwanzaa, get the directory, because this is the beginning of something that we're going to work on a yearly basis. We're going to have a unique piece of art, and we're going to commission an artist to create a piece of art for the cover every year. And we want the directory to grow, and we want it to be something that people can pull up and use all year long. Can you go pour that in the sink? Put that in the sink for me. Yes. So, we got businesses up in here. Just let's shout out some of these businesses real quick. We got Vicky Doe Fitness. We got Dr. Portia Bell. So we got a black doctor, a black female doctor, Dr. Portia Bell, that helped celebrate with us. We got Simba and the Malika program. That was a sponsor. We got Violet Fire Yoga, Elevate Sundays at 10 a.m. at Gore Insurance, Healing and Empowerment Circle third Sundays at 10:30 a.m. Healing and Chanting. You got the Millennium Community School, the mighty Millennium Community School. Adam Board was on board. The King's Art Complex. We got Black Central, Creative. We got Patreons, Elder J. Edwards, Tiwana Lee, McQuitter, Goree Insurance, HC, the Ford family of Gary, West Virginia, Verna Walters, Jackson West Enterprise, Elizabeth Johnson, Bogo Lafini, D's Crochet Designs, Kings and Queens, She Izagi. Let's see who else is advertised in the book, just in case if you need something. First AME Zion Church, Al Edmondson. I'm thinking that's insurance.
Wait, slow up.
What? What's up?
What about Al Edmondson?
No, I'm trying to figure out what it, because he's wishing a happy Kwanzaa. I don't know what business he's in here for, but
he's got a barbershop. He's got a barbershop right there on Mount Vernon, and yeah, that's one of my lodge brothers.
All right, cool. So if you need a haircut, you know what I'm saying? We got that brother. We got a shop in there. Restoring Our Own Through Transformation. Root is a black woman-led reproductive justice organization dedicated to collectively restoring our well-being through self-determination, collaboration, and resources to meet the needs of women and families within the community. We got Tony and Aziza West, and the Mighty West Dancers. We have Soul Purpose, Body and Beauty Style. They sell Dudley Q Happy Kwanzaa 2018 to purchase Soul Purpose Beauty and Wellness products. This Mama Alona, called Alona Edwards. Dr. Trefini Harris Jones, J.C. Pitting Optical. If you need some, a prior graduate of Fisk University, so if you need some glasses up in here, let's see who else. We got storytelling. That's Miss Emily Bailey. We got Philip Green, remodeling and construction. So if you got some construction needs, oh man, I need my glasses for this one. National Sorority of Phi Delta Kappa Incorporated, supported ancestral recognition. We got Elder Ori Piaki recognizing his ancestors. We got Barbara Wright representing hers. For those who got education needs, we got an excellent math tutor, Brother Kwame Keechler. We got a beauty salon, Soul Sister Styles, dedicated to community. We got CRC. CRC congratulates Tawi Foundation Village for celebrating the 51st anniversary of this Kwanzaa holiday. The Nguza Saba lifestyle African Americans around the world. Robert M. Ransom, PhD, CRC. We got Byron L. Potts. So if you got some legal needs and need some help, you go there. We got the Smokehouse Barbecue. For those that still, because they got a big turkey, they smoke everything.
Hey, who that lawyer again, man?
That's Byron L. Potts, attorney at law.
I've been hearing he right there off of Broad Street, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, he moved from Broad Street. He's over there. I
was thinking of
off of Main Street.
Okay. Yeah, well, they got 538 East Rich Street.
Yeah, it's right off of Main. Mm.
We got East Columbus Veterinary Hospital. So some of y'all that got pets and you love your pets, you know what I'm saying? We got that Ambrosia. We got
Y'all be going too far with those damn pets, man.
And of course, we got the Daily Toast, and we got notes so that when you meeting people up at Kwanzaa, you gonna jot down their information so that you can keep it. And also, we got Avis and Budget Rental on 240 South Hamilton Road, Whitehall, that also advertise. So sending shots out to all those businesses that supporting Kwanzaa. Sister Navita, who hosted with me on the first night, what's going on? You called in? You got something you want to share?
Well, I just know y'all were talking about, I don't know if I missed it in the process of calling, but Brother Al Edmondson was on your list there. Right. And he is my grandson's new barber, actually. And he was there on the first night. Yep, he was there. He participated in everything. He does, from what I understand, he does a lot in the community.
Yeah. Actually, Al Edmondson is the, and I stand corrected because I remember having this conversation with him last time we spoke. He is the founder and president of the Ohio Black Barber Association.
Okay.
So that's a statewide organization where they're trying to grind together and bring black businesses to the next level, to the next standard.
Okay. So we got a lot of shakers and movers. And like I said, I just wanted to make sure they got a shout out, you know, at least on our show. And every now and then I'm going to come back and remind people, because my issue is this book. Brother Allende said this book should be something that people pick up. When they want a dentist, they should be able to pick it up. When they want a plumber, they should be able to pick it up. You know what I'm saying? If we talking about Ujima, we talking about Ujima. You know what I'm saying? We talking about unity. We talking about that emoji. We need to be able to have the book to help us find those people that support what we do. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
You know, and
one other thing, Hatem, and I think that it's an understatement that we were talking about it last night, Lyric and I, that Kwanzaa shouldn't just be a once a year type thing. It should be a year round piece. And I mean, we say that, you know, we say it, but I think that one of the major things that I'm excited about once again is the fact that this whole energy that I'm seeing in this Kwanzaa celebration, especially, is kind of like a precursor to what I want to do on a monthly, the Symbiotic Cipher. So the Symbiotic Cipher is a marketplace and performance space for us to be able to come together and do this same Kwanzaa style, like, you know, establishing and maintaining the symbiotic culture. All right. So if people know, just like, I mean, I love what Ness is doing, Carnell, and the folks that's putting that Sunday family day together whenever they do that over at Mount Vernon. That's beautiful. But definitely, number one, maintaining a role within the community, and getting the community to cross or to merge circles at least once a month, so that when, you know, this time next year at Kwanzaa, it'll be standing room only, because this is, you know what I mean? This is,
shit.
Yeah.
I had several people tell me we have outgrown the Martin Luther King Center, and that's going to have to be on the agenda for next year. We need a bigger space.
Doc, you already know what BHB is doing, and he already in the loop.
Right. And you know, and Allende been screaming that shit too. The Prophet of Rage is out there screaming. He been screaming that shit for 2 years now.
That book, which I mean, I'm gonna have to come by and grab that book, because that idea of putting your black vendors and stuff in there, that's an awesome idea.
Hell yeah.
You know, of course, people can go back and reference those when they need to get up, whether it be a plumber or electrician or something like that. You got the book on hand. You know, it's like the black pages, you know. And
that's why we put the beautiful art on the front. Now this year we didn't get as many as we wanted, but you know, like I said, this is something that we can move forward with, because like I said, Kwanzaa is a once a year celebration. This is where all the work that we do throughout the year. So Kwanzaa is 365. Those of you that join us on the shows and stuff, y'all know that. We even got the principles that we sprinkle throughout every day. You know what I'm saying? Talking about it, asking people to take pictures and stuff like that. So for a lot of people that's saying that it needs to be more, boom, like I said, there's stuff out here. It's just a matter of us getting involved. Now, one of the major pieces that Gye-Nyame is going to be working on this year is, one, establishing a marketplace. You know what I'm saying? Where, like you said, people can come together. Now, but the only threat that we have to worry about is when you do stuff repeatedly, people start valuing it less. So it's kind of good, you know what I'm saying? So doing stuff on a monthly basis can be good at first, but then once people get used to it, they won't miss it until it's gone. So what we have to do, we have to find ways to make it exciting, make the marketplace exciting, because we do need a place where our vendors, because one of the major issues as far as black businesses, because you be looking at some of the people's business plans and shit. And, you know, I don't want to step on nobody's toes, you know, period, because I know there's a lot of people that listen now, listen later. As black businesses, one of the major issues that we have is having a place for us to do business that's affordable, you know what I'm saying, and that does not break the bank. And if we were able to have small spaces where we could come on a regular basis and people know they could get your wares and stuff, and you didn't have to worry about the overhead of a building or something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit, we you know, I mean, because I seen people pushing clothes, I seen people selling food that get delivered to your house. I seen people selling coffee, and you know, and it's like, if you had a place where you know that you could go and you could stack up on that stuff maybe once a month, and then even maybe have some music or have a band, or as Shaka called it, symbiotic cipher going on, where we got different musicians coming in and doing their thing, and make it affordable. Because the whole piece is like, you know what I'm saying? Because so the next step for us is a marketplace, so that one, we can get all of these principles working together once a month, and people are able to come and get some get some utility out of the principles. Not just saying I could define a moja. No, they could come and they could actually see a moja working. They can actually see Kuti Chagalia in motion. They can actually see Ujima and Ujama and Nia working. And then also we have enough young people where they could start managing and start learning how to run a business. We had a space for it. It's just a matter of bringing the heads together and being like, boom, having something like this to call people and be like, look, we got booths for as small as $20 for when you come in on that day. You know what I'm saying? That's not the set price, but we're going to be able to, because right now we should be able to have 50 to 60 tables and eventually raise enough money to bring in talent as well as speakers on a monthly basis, to where people will always have something new, be hyped about coming, you know, and some of our young people be able to start businesses. We already got the gardening going on, so there's going to be fresh vegetables there. Some of you might have other farmers. I'm just saying, that's the next step. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah, because, we, amongst us, like, I get it. This is what we have been able to do. And right now, optimizing it just based on those ideas, believe you me, we got some things to talk about more immediately, because like I say, the situation is being expedited right now. So,
and you know,
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What's that?
And I'm assuming that there must already be an answer, but how are we saying that we've outgrown the Martin Luther King Center when we don't even use the whole building?
Well, as far as the space that we have been allotted. You understand?
So we're not allowed to use the auditorium and upstairs?
The auditorium.
That would be perfect. That would be ideal.
But that's a lot of money up there. That costs a lot of money to use that space.
Right.
That's
we pay.
And the amount of space that we will actually functionable space.
So if we put it out, a lot of money. What the fuck is a lot of money? A lot of money ain't shit. Like, money is the reason. Like, you know what I mean? That shouldn't stop us from doing anything. Money.
What it does, though, in the reality of things, let's be realistic.
Sure.
But
I'm not yet.
The money to pay for that. I know it's expensive.
Ujima. Yesterday was Coochie Chakalia, so we let money, like, you see what I'm saying?
Yes, we do let them. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but in reality, because I've been on these boards before, when you got to raise money to put
let's
things
raise the money. I'm saying, why aren't we
But sometimes you got to raise the money and you just, I don't know. So if you already
got to lower the overhead to be able to make it make sense.
Hold on. Let me correct the statement. We have outgrown the space that we are in at the
cost that it is.
Well, not just at the cost. We have outgrown the space that we are in. So, as Quasi said, maybe we could expand and use the whole center. But now, this is the issue with using the whole center, right? If we spread out all the activities, we would be as effective if we had it all on one level. Different rooms.
Well, I think I could see. I think that if we just use the auditorium and the space directly above it, like the studio,
the auditorium
for vendors, and then have the main
a lot of vendors don't like that.
Because they already
don't like being down the hall.
You know, because
so now you're gonna tell me you're gonna put us upstairs away from the main entertainment. A lot of times, from my experience anyway, vendors don't like that. So I think, like Hassan said, it's the space. I guess it's the way it's built and constructed. Like you said, it's more or less, even without the money being an issue, it's the space itself really is just not, because like I said, they've outgrown it because of the number of people that are there. It's just not, for vendors and entertainment, it may not be, it may be feasible to look for something that's more accommodating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guess I should say. So. And I think even upstairs, because I've done events upstairs, there's really, if you don't want to, unless you want to have everybody in the same room, that upstairs auditorium is basically what you would have to do, because there's no space outside of there for the vendor piece. But,
so,
and that shit costs a lot of money. But,
well,
I think.
Now, like you said, money is just a thing, I guess, you know, but we got to raise it, and we got to, you know, in that aspect, and dealing with our people, like I said last night, dealing with our people, we raised $80. No complaints. I'm appreciative of everybody that gave, but, you know, for that night with all the people that was in it, we raised $80, because I understand the financial restraints of our folk, but we may be able to get a better deal on a more open space where we can have different activities going on all on the same level, sort of like the convention center or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
well, you know, and now that, and I'm sitting here thinking about it, like I understand, like being a devil's advocate on the convention center. Number one, when it comes to the whole collective economics, I mean that's money that's not going to our community per se. And then when you look at all the bottom line is that the parking don't cost, and if it's not a paid event, then we're gonna take a major hit.
That's true.
And doing something there. So, but the major piece that I was getting to earlier is just using the rest of the year to really fortify the relationships that we have, not just with the business, but the individuals and their families who come out, making a presence in their lives throughout the course of so it's some things I want to send you, because this is really the role that I'd like to be able to fulfill through the symbiotic cipher, number one. And the other piece is that I don't know who all here would be interested in coming in like we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but on another night, I want to step it up to be able to feature In the Mind of Shasha and bring it back. Is what I did last night, which is weighing in on other people's posts that are big on their hearts. You know what I mean? So, you know, like last night, it wasn't Al Edmondson, but it was did I just get the stories all of a sudden?
You said who?
Did I just get the stories all of a sudden? I don't know what that's happening.
Man, that iPhone is acting up, man. Get your iPhone.
It ain't on me, man. It's all right. So,
get your iPhone together, man.
Last night, Cortez Bogart asked a question on his own page. If a crack addict was honest about their addiction, would they get the same love as the opiate heads today? And that was was a big thing on my heart, because I understand that the crack epidemic was intended. You understand? So the piece is that, you know, weighing in on those type of posts brings more community back to us once we show them. You know what I mean? So this is the thing that I really want to do, is to stimulate and maintain those conversations throughout the year that way. So maybe once a month I'll do a weigh-in on your post show.
Hey, that's pretty huge what you just said. That just gave me a whole spark of thought, like a whole world of imagination just was inspired by what you just said. I feel like something like that could be a linchpin to unraveling a lot of the mental slavery that we are kind of inflicted with. Because when you said that, okay, not only do we have a stigma about our culture has stigmatized people that are addicted to crack, so it's harder for them to get help. But it was, I guess in a similar way, now that I think about it, the opioid epidemic was also kind of imposed, even though it was more on an individual level, people getting prescriptions or whatever. But the crack epidemic was intentionally imposed on the entire people, and instead of people being upset at the establishment that, you know, kind of put it there to blame the victims, we look down on the victims, and then there's a whole feeling of guilt that the people that are addicted also carry. That just kind of makes that cycle. Like, crack addicts would probably be the front line of the revolution if they could get free, because that was probably a bunch of powerful people.
Somebody's background is loud.
I can never do it. Like, it's a lot.
Somebody's background is real loud. But the crack,
it's probably hot damn the Android. Hey, okay, my bad.
Crack is still an epidemic, in my opinion, in the black community, because I see crackheads all the time. And, you know, there is a certain level of people don't care. There's a certain group of people, the government in particular, they don't care about the crack addict. They now care about the epidemic with the opioids, because there's a lot of Caucasians that are fall under opioid addicts, and they're now getting felonies, and now they're
some lotion, wash your face.
Not having jobs because they have felony convictions. They're not eligible for certain jobs because they have these felony convictions. So now they're trying to uplift and change all that stuff. And when it was the crack epidemic, it was no sympathy whatsoever for the crack addicts, you know, and which still exists in our community. But before we get off,
hold that, please. I wanted to be, because before my mind goes a blank. First of all, the major thing that has changed about it, Navita, is that back in the day, a crack case, no matter what side you was on, was a mandatory 35 years in prison.
Yeah, they changed that law as far as the crack cocaine versus powder cocaine. Yeah.
Right. So, all right, but that was in effect. That was in effect, and now with the opioids, they get help. Because, you know, so that's number one. Number two, Kwesi, I'd love for you to chime in and check out the responses of that question last night on my live, because I found out, you know, Brother Lyric said, you know, because of crack, I never knew my dad. You know what I mean? Right. Because of crack, my dad was locked up.
Berry?
Yeah. And he's like, I never knew my dad because of crack. He was like, and I feel like, you know, those folks today deserve a certain reformation. You know what I mean? And I said, well, they're children. He was like, yes, me, the child of a, you know, I deserve some reformation because it was intended. So it's a huge conversation, and I feel like
wow,
this is the way that.
Yep. Yeah, because as far as I'm concerned too, sorry, excuse me. I have my own personal story with crack, how crack affected my life. I could talk about reparations from that perspective if that was intentional. But my thing is, I want reparations for the fact that I had to go. Not only did I have to, well, I guess I didn't. I don't know. I found myself going to Columbus Public Schools, and I was failed by Columbus Public Schools. I don't know where those records are at, but I guess I got to start telling my story. You know what I mean? I was diagnosed with ADD in kindergarten or first grade or something like that, and I was on Ritalin for 4 years, from 4 or 5 years, from first grade to sixth grade, sixth or seventh grade, so maybe longer than that. Then I was never given an IEP. I never had an IEP. I was just given Ritalin, and I was just go sit there, shut up. You know what I mean? That's
lightweight illegal if you ain't have an IEP.
You know what I mean? And then and the thing of it is, humbly I say this, but since I found out that I have an exceptionally high IQ. You know what I mean? So not only...
Oh, so you was a smart ass.
Absolutely. I was constantly correcting teachers and stuff like that.
That's why they put you on Ritalin. One of my whole thing. One of my older sisters said Ritalin was never for the students; it was for the teachers.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
Right. Now, deeper than that, Hot Tim, because in Quasi, see, I came up as a teenager when I was 14 is when I entered the system as a foster kid, right? And as I'm going to get my physical downtown at the courthouse, listen to what I'm saying. Downtown at the juvenile courthouse, they had a doctor in the room, and they had all the black boys in line. Here's what I cannot emphasize this enough. When I was a foster kid back in the late 80s, early 90s, when it came to placing children, white girls got placed first, then white boys. Hispanic girls and Hispanic boys. Black girls, nobody wanted the black boys. So this is where they started really exploiting that lane with Ritalin. They had all the black boys lined up outside this doctor's office with their caretakers, and the whole scheme was this doctor was signing off, making these boys special needs because they need Ritalin, just saying that all the black boys in line is ADHD. We're going to give them Ritalin. And what that means for the system is that now they're special needs. And if you're a foster parent, Tim, what does that mean?
Exactly. I'm about to say, that means you get more money. That means they get more money, and they had an option to pay you more money. So family, we got to understand, one of the key pieces that we constantly harp on is that this whole system has been built on the failure of black people. And we see right there what he illustrating is how the system is benefiting off of the failure of black boys. Period.
And that's the thing. I think reparations is kind of a lost cause, the idea of reparations.
Shit.
I think that if enough people came together and really documented their experience and could critically explain how the system intentionally failed us to our detriment, leaving us in poverty, and while the revenue that I don't necessarily know how to articulate it, but I think it is articulatable, and it's something that could be brought to a court of law. And I don't know who we will sue, but I've always wanted to sue somebody for $70 trillion. You know what I mean?
Hold on. I can tell you who to sue.
Yeah.
See, hold on. It's crazy. I can tell you who to sue. It's called the government. That's who you sue. That's called reparations.
The government is an LLC. The whole purpose of the government is they shut the government down. That's why they create LLCs. So when you take them to court, they shut the LLC down, and the person who's behind it has no liability. It's a limited liability corporation. That's what the United States is.
Gracie, let me ask you a question. If you had to sue me, would you be concerned that I had an LLC or not? Or whether or not I had to shut down? Would you really give a fuck?
I just want my money.
Exactly. So now, so when I
but the reason you created all of these things is so you can protect your money.
So I can protect my money. But if you shut me down, like for example, if I decide that I'm gonna shut down, because unlike you, the federal government don't have a place to hide because they can't shut down. If they shut down the federal government for real, not this. We're playing politics. This political shit. Because checks is still going out because those white folks don't get them goddamn checks. There's going to be a revolution. Now,
and we got to understand the cultural difference in playing the game. The cultural difference in playing the game in America is, let's say, we can epitomize America in a monopoly game, right? If you a white player, when you get to when you cross the board and you get back to go, what happened? You collect $200. By the time we make it across the board to get to go again, they looking what they hand out to collect $200. That's the major piece. If the first time around we didn't make our swoops to get the properties in line and to position ourselves to be able to make enough hustle ability to get around and buy our ticket, we ain't in the game. We're irrelevant. And that's really it's blatant. But
hold on. Now so this the challenge for us. We keep on because that's a beautiful metaphor, but we're missing the metaphor. Nigga, we're not even in the game. We are the game. We are the board that they are marching on. And the only way that we're going to be able to get in the game, if we're going to stay in the system, the only way we're going to be able to do it is by making sure that these motherfuckers pay what they owe. I don't give a fuck if they do have to shut down. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine playing Monopoly with Donald Trump, and Donald Trump's like, no. Fuck Milton Bradley. I'm making up a brand new game, right? And so every move you make, you got to look over at his expression to see if, did I win something? Nah, try again.
These motherfuckers pay what they owe. I don't give a fuck if they do it.
Somebody turn off the background, listen through the phone.
Donald Trump's like, no. Fuck Milton Bradley.
There we go.
What the hell?
No, somebody called in. We got somebody from Chicago calling in.
Just popping off, that would be good on the reparation of reformation, all of that. But as you know, first thing is, I think it would be, and if we was able to, actually, if most black people picked up and left this country, it would crumble, number one. But in the meantime, I'm trying to get everybody to go to
there'd just be a new underdog.
Yeah, but it won't be us.
Right.
But
why would y'all want black people?
Oh.
Wait, hold on.
I think they were bomb white hawks. We took it up.
Hold on. Nice. We got a new caller on.
My sister's trying to say something. Go ahead, sis.
No, hello everybody.
How you doing?
She said if all black people picked up and left the United States, the country would crumble. My thing is, why would we leave our own country?
Who's speaking?
Well, the reason why I say that is I would have said that. We were indigenous to this country, but me personally, because when I look at all that needs to be done here, and I think that if the fight is less, it's just we just left. They just, unfortunately, yes, this was ours, and we had it. It was ours. We're indigenous to this land. Some of us are indigenous to this land. But for me, it's not even worth the fight all the way out, because what it's going to really take,
Give me a spoon.
I would rather...
It's unrealistic.
Hello? Can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm about to get in on this too. Go ahead.
Okay. Can you say your name?
Say your name.
My name is Kim.
Kim from Chicago.
Welcome to the show, Kim. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I've been listening to him a few years. But here is my thing. I'm African American, and I don't live in the United States. I haven't lived in the United States pretty much since 2011. And that's not. I did it for a lot of reasons, but I didn't do it because I was running. But what I'm saying is, when you do that, then you become a migrant or immigrant in somebody else's land. And then you don't have any claim. You don't have a voice. and you leave everything that the people before you built.
That's right.
And so I don't think that's a solution. I think when we get frustrated, you feel like, oh, I just want to leave. But we don't, as black people in America, that's not our legacy. We're not runners. We stick our heels in and we fight. Right. And so I don't think that we should even entertain that idea. I'm someone who's doing it. I've been doing it for a number of years. I'm currently now in West Africa, but I've also lived in Asia. But so I'm just saying that that's not a solution.
Now,
and I'm talking from somebody who's doing it. It's not a solution.
Let me build on that.
I know a lot of people who live in Ghana right now, and they're suggesting that I do come. Yeah, and I know they're offering a dual citizenship now, and now they're doing a thing that's starting in 2019 called a right of return. To abode. Right of abode.
Right to return.
Yeah, that's not citizenship.
Right, that's not.
I haven't looked into Ghana, but citizenship is on a whole nother level than a right to abode. A right to abode means you have money that you can spend there, right, and they're willing to take it, and they're going to allow you to do that. Now, that's really what a right to abode means. If you don't have a pot to piss in, then you can't get that right to abode.
So I really was wondering what that was all about, the right to abode. But they are offering the dual citizenship.
Right. But please understand, the dual citizenship means that you still maintain your American citizenship, which means that you can spend American money over there. See, a lot of times, like, for example, for us to talk about leaving America is, for me, a non-argument. Now, I love to travel. I love to be able to go visit. But everywhere I've been, the American dollar rules supreme. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, I have ancestors. Hold on. I have ancestors who have sacrificed and who I have blood on the soil in this motherfucker. So I will not leave this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to have a connection here. And it's like this, man. If anybody here ever owed a debt, you know how the motherfuckers come after you. We need to organize and start going after their ass for that. I don't give a fuck whether they can pay or not. You know, make payments. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll break your shit down. They'll tell you how much you owe you. Make some motherfucking payments. And we have the political clout if we stop allowing ourselves to be watered down. If we stop trying to be accepted and make everybody feel comfortable. I'm like this. I'm not with the gay battle. I'm not with the immigrant battle. I'm not with none of those battles until motherfuckers start lining up behind me about the first or second major offense that America ever committed, and that was putting our ass in slavery. And then after that, the Jim Crow, and then after that, the red line, and then after that,
the criminal injustice system.
Oh yeah, I didn't even get to that. The whole mass incarceration piece, we have never been given the opportunity to compete. And that's what Kwesi Kane expressed, because we have not really sat down and looked at the data. We have not been given the opportunity to really be Americans when we are America, goddammit. And we need to go and stand on that, and we need to start making these motherfuckers feel uncomfortable every time we come in the room, because the only thing that needs to be come out of any politician's mouth when they talking to us is reparations. And the only reason that they feel comfortable enough to say that they're not going to give it to us is because we allow that shit. These motherfuckers owe us.
We did. Our ancestors, the civil rights movement sold us out. They sold us out. They had their chance and they blew it. And now this is damage control.
Sister Kim, let me ask you something.
Sure.
How do you feel? How do you feel about the sovereign entity gang?
Say that. Explain what you mean by sovereign entity.
Where one may file these articles to denounce their American citizenship. But
that's stupid. That's stupid. Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. That blue passport is the best thing you have as a Black American. That's the only thing we got is that blue passport. You don't denounce that. You got people, you could pay $1 million now. They've been had that program where you can get a residency. If you have $1 million, you can get a residency. I don't know any Black people who have that. So why would you give up something that people are paying $1 million to get?
Not only that, but
you don't.
Not only that, Sister Kim, we need to really look at the idea of sovereignty. See, because I have people that talk to me about sovereignty, and I be trying to be respectful because I don't. But how can you maintain sovereignty if you can't defend it? Sovereignty in this planet has to be defended. So if I'm an individual and I become a sovereign individual, who the fuck gonna respect my laws? Everywhere I go, I gotta respect. I'm sorry.
Right, my Tim, because that's why I was saying, like, my son has been getting into that. Someone has said something to him in jail about the sovereignty piece. And,
that's dangerous. You don't get killed.
And I'm like, I'm not trying to rain on your parade, son, but, I mean, he's like, well, he said he's going out in certain cases. But this is the thing.
But he in jail.
On them to make the decision. And if they decide today that, you know what, like my Tim said, what you going to do to back it up? Because I've seen cases with a judge like, I don't care about all that.
Let me tell you something, and this is a true story. I was in Ghana, somebody stole my passport. Now, I walked up to the embassy. At first, they thought I was a Ghanaian. I opened my mouth. They understood that I was American. They opened the goddamn doors, let me in. I got all my shit right away. Now, if I'd have went up there as a sovereign citizen, if I was a sovereign citizen, I would have had no issues. We all done seen movies where a motherfucker with those special passports because they represent their country can actually murder a motherfucker and get away with it.
Oh, diplomatic passport. Diplomatic passport.
Right. Diplomatic immunity. And we got motherfuckers running up to us talking about sovereignty. How are you going to be sovereign when you can't defend that shit?
Yeah. I remember when I was in Brazil.
That's somebody who doesn't understand. They don't understand what it means to be a citizen. Because for the most part, they don't understand what it means to be a citizen because as African Americans, we never tapped into full citizenship. So we running around not even understanding citizenship because we don't really know it. So that's our job is to shake them up, explain to them, get them out of their fog. No, you need to focus on becoming a full citizen in your country. Stop this other talk. That's all you need to do.
When I was in Brazil, I stayed in a favela. I was walking through the favela one day, and then the police came through. They was looking for somebody, and the police out there carried like choppers. They carried big guns, all of them. So they looked at me. I got dressed. I probably had my shirt off and just some shorts and some little whatever shoes. Just looked like everybody else. So they came around the corner. They saw me. They pointed a gun at me. I said, Americano. They dropped them guns so fast. They heard my voice. They just heard my voice. Like,
and they dropped that shit.
Guns so fast.
Exactly.
Like they
and that's
scared.
exactly
like, oh shit! Don't tell nobody that we pointed the gun at you, please.
Listen, that's the same shit when I walked up to the embassy.
Means. That's the whole point. They know what it means. But we know in America, we don't have full citizenship, so our babies don't get to understand what it means. But those police understood. He treated you like a white boy. Unlike Americans in the United States, the police officer, they're not going to treat you like a white boy because they know you don't have full citizenship and they don't have to.
And there's no consequences for them fucking with us. And all we got to do is operate here. All we got to do is start operating and having the discussion because the issue is we've been so used to trying to make people feel comfortable that they feel they could do anything to us here. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you start making people feel like there's going to be some consequences, when you start making people feel like, hey, we got to address their issues because as citizens, your elected officials have to deal with you.
Boiled water. She don't be boiling hot water.
So,
no, I agree. I agree, but I agree with you, but at the same time, I empathize with our people. We don't make people feel uncomfortable because during that uncomfortable stage, they have more power than us, and they can make our lives more uncomfortable. We can lose jobs.
Yeah.
We can get put out of home.
Yeah.
Our kids can get kicked out of school.
Yeah.
Like, we can be denied health care. We can go to jail. Like, they can make our lives very uncomfortable.
But now.
And that's part of the reason why we don't do it. I'm not saying, right. I say we should, but I'm just saying we need to be prepared for the real uncomfortableness, because the people who have the power, they can really make our lives uncomfortable.
Now, and I'm on.
And that's the part that really is hard, is what we need to do, like you said, sisters, is going to make it real comfortable. And that's the part that I have to admit, even for myself, that scares me. I don't like to see in the process of, making them uncomfortable. Now, you making me uncomfortable, and you done put me in jail for 25 years. So now my fight is done. I can't even help no more.
Yep. The thing is, though, that they making it more uncomfortable for us anyway. So, like I think it was Hassan that was just talking about the other day. Like when these new tax, whatever that Donald Trump did, that I don't know how to articulate that whole thing. I'm not that versed, but whatever the tax incentive or tax reformation, when that kicks in next year, I believe, then we're going to be disproportionately affected.
Listen,
we're going to be disproportionately affected.
Yeah, and
so they're putting the squeeze on us.
There you go. We have no choice.
It's conflict. It's been a military conflict. We're just not combatant in a military conflict.
No.
You know what I mean? So they're going to continue putting the squeeze on us.
And I'm like,
they are. No, we can't run away from the squeeze. Our problem is we got individuals. Like, this is my thing. Most black people nowadays are scared. We all have our moments of being scared, but some of us are always scared and always walking on eggshells. So they're not going to do anything to bring the uncomfortableness their way. It may come, but they're not going to push it.
Now, but this is... Go ahead.
No, but I was just saying, and the few of us who aren't afraid to push it, then we end up taking the brunt.
See, but that is a fact. That is the fact for all people who bring change. It's never the whole group. It's the small group that understand this shit. My issue is, of course, every black person is not going to be able to make people feel uncomfortable, but some of us have to be put in a position to be able to do that. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. See, the beautiful thing about the organizations that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X belonged to they were community-funded organizations. The Nation of Islam allowed the ministers to live so that they could speak the truth. The church allowed Martin Luther King and other pastors and other people in there to live and be able to speak the truth. So as far as where we are, we have to start developing circles where we at least have one or two individuals that can speak truth to power. You know what I'm saying? That means, like I said, that's why I say it's important for us to form a staple, because when you get a staple where certain things, like, I'm not buying that from anybody else but y'all. If it's nothing but shea butter or something else that we decide as a people, we're buying it from ourselves so that we can fund individuals so that they can actually be able to speak truth. You got your job. You entrenched with white folks and you can't make them feel uncomfortable.
Yep.
But I can shake the cage from the outside. And that's how it's got to work. That's how it's got to work.
It should. I mean, in a perfect world, but the black world ain't perfect.
No, I don't know no world that is.
Said we live in an age of sellout. I just feel like we live in a time of sellout. Sellout is the season now.
Oh yeah, but you know where that comes from.
And I agree with you.
You know where that comes from, right?
How do you get over that?
Let me ask something right quick. The United States, and sometimes we gotta. For me, this is what it is for me. And I do agree that this is our land. We have a right to it as anybody else. And it's getting to the point that I feel like, in the name of wanting to keep my land, do I want to continue to lose what may be a losing battle. When I could just
let me ask y'all something.
But hold on, let her finish, because this is an important question, because we got to address this.
Am I fighting a losing battle? That's not. Do I want to continue to fight for something that I may not even win at? Because it's like when you, even like you said, how can we need 2 or 3 people that can actually make that noise? Okay, so what happens when them 2 or 3 people make that noise and they either kill those 2 or 3 people or they incarcerate those 2 or 3 people? Then we got the other people like myself right now. I need this job that I have. You dig?
But
if I lose that mud, I'm in trouble.
But
my family's in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
But
whenever I'm stepping out on something, or my son steps out on something,
you know
what I'm saying, they're going to dig in. My son don't have a squeaky clean background, so they come back in his background and they're going to find something on him. They start watching you and just, fucking with you. And I'm like, do I want to continue to do this? Because I feel like I'm just not getting anywhere.
But
I'll tell you what
hold on. But let me say this, Navita. Where else are you going to go? First off, most black people. Hold on. Most black people can't afford to pick up and move. Do you know how much that shit costs? I mean, really?
Yeah, I understand that.
And how you gonna live when you get over there? How you gonna live when you get over there? What, you gonna get one of the jobs that?
Yep.
I mean.
No, I got a plan on how I'm gonna live when I get over there, and I still will exercise my dual citizenship seat because, like you said, the dollar reigns supreme even over there. And I'm gonna do like some of the people that I know do. They stay half the year there. Then they'll come here and make money and go back there. And that's what they, when it's summer here, they come back here. Like I know some people that all they do is vend throughout the summer months. And then they go back to Ghana and they live there for the rest of the time. Now, sure enough, they look at Americans as, I just had this conversation last night with Wasima. They look at American Africans as just that, American Africans. Now, and Wasima, I don't know if any of y'all know Wasima is, oh God, what's her father's name? Ashwa Quasi's daughter. Okay, so, and she's very like a like sister, you know what I'm saying? And she says when she went there and stayed, that she felt welcome. Of course, they acknowledge her as an American African. They do that, but she still felt welcome there. And she didn't have the same stresses. There are certain, discrimination that you may receive there, but it's not like here. You ain't got to worry about it. You go there and you got to, for me, mass incarceration is big to me because it's hit my home very strongly.
Well, see, I agree with you. I don't have a son, and I don't know your son. But I'm a mother, and I will do anything to protect my child. So I do understand your situation, and I do empathize with you, and I do understand what you're saying. Everything you said is right. However, what we're saying is it's going to be very hard. Are you up for that struggle? It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a different struggle. You won't experience racism the way you experience it in the United States of America, but that's anywhere because the United States of America is like the worst racism in the world. So you're not going to experience it like that anywhere. But are you ready for that struggle?
It's going to be a struggle if you decide to just live out life the way you've been living it already, just going to work every day. It's going to be a struggle.
It's going to be a struggle. I just have to decide, which struggle do I want?
Yes. What struggle do you want?
And it's less of a struggle because with us being, according to their statistics, 13% of the population and almost 80% of the incarcerated, mostly black males, and I'm raising, my son is grown now, but I got my grandson now coming up in this shit, and that scares me.
Shit.
That would scare me like a less of a chance of ending up in that system than he does if I left this and took him out this country.
No,
but you just have to have, I agree with you.
You don't hear about the military. You don't know that a lot of Ghanaians is trying to be Americans. You don't know. I mean, listen.
I mean, they want to be American. Right. They, you know, West Africa. They, you know how they are.
But what I'm saying is,
I'm not going over there to necessarily embrace.
But you
that they're going to embrace their Africanness.
But you know what's going on here, right? I mean this right here, and I don't want to offend nobody, but listen, family, y'all, we can't escape what we are. We can't escape blackness. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't, no matter how much money I make, no matter where I go, so I might as well fight right now. I'm fighting a generational battle. And, you know, it's like I have to make certain adjustments and understand what the fuck is going on. I have 2 blood sons. I got a whole bunch of other ones. Some of them been inside the prison. I already know. You know what I'm saying? I got to look at Cleveland every day and wonder, you know what I'm saying? When is it gonna be another one of my kids' time? You know what I'm saying? And it's like I can't be here and or even travel away from here knowing all the shit that's going on for my people right here, right now. I can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I can always still come back and fight with y'all.
See, but what I'm saying is, if you have a passport and you out this motherfucker, they can put a freeze on your shit. You can't, and then on top of that, you got to raise the money to get the plane ticket to get back here. Do you know? I was broke. I was broke in Ghana because I couldn't get a wire transfer, and that was a fucked up 12 hours. I'm just gonna let you know right now. That was a fucked up 12 hours. Now, listen, family, we can't escape it. These motherfuckers' hands reach into every last little nick and cranny, no matter where you are. That's why when people call in talking about, you know, we got black cities in America. Don't tell me that shit. Tell me where it's at so I can go see that shit. I want to see how it's working. How is it operating outside of this system right now? I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is we're going to have to fight no matter where we are. And I'm like this. I know some of these cities, just in case they coming at me and stuff like that, boom, boom, boom. But then also I know niggas in jail already too, so shit, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like this. I have to decide on, am I going to live my life cowering or am I going to live my life fighting? How am I going to go down? At least I could choose that shit. Because I'm in a generational war. And I know that once I die, I'm coming back to this motherfucker right back in the same bloodline. And it's my responsibility to leave it better for them than it was for me. I can't escape this shit.
Yo, so kind of want to, like, just for perspective. Realistically, I was born in the Philippines. On my birth certificate, it says Travis Air Base.
Okay.
My mother's from Bangkok, Thailand. The thing is that what I want to inspire is just understanding the institution of racism. Because no matter where my mama's from, because of where I'm at, I get treated like you get treated. You understand? Mm-hmm. Now, what I want to ask all of y'all is how many of us that are here, what do you think? How many of us, what percentage are actual descendants of slaves? What percentage were actually here before Columbus? The institution of racism allows us to believe that we are all descendants of slaves.
Exactly. I think instead of, the way that I think of it is not necessarily what percentage of the masses is, but what percentage of me is, you know? Because every generation you go back, the amount of people that contributed to you existing, it doubles. It's like growing. I don't know if that's exponentially, but
So now
if I go back, 4 generations, that's like 32 people, or that might just be 3, that had to come together for me to be. So how many of those people are descendants of slaves? Because I literally have stories about my Native American heritage.
No, but hey,
I literally know about people that were from this land, you know, that I came from.
Well,
I have zero stories of my African ancestry.
So what we doing now?
Well, I can tell you this. I'm 100% African American on both sides. My mother's from Mississippi. My father's from Georgia. That's my story. I stick to my story. I don't claim anybody who won't claim me. That is how I was raised. My grandfather, who I think his father was half white or whatever, when some white person did their family history and reached out to my grandfather to go to their family reunion, he was like, I'm not going to their family reunion. They're not my family. And my thing is, I stick to that. You don't claim me, I don't claim you. And I don't have no problems with it. I'm good.
But now let me also respond to that. Now we're going to fractionalize our way out of slavery. Family, listen to me. You can't escape this shit. You know what I'm saying? Stop that. We need to stop that whole discussion. Listen, how many of us, so then we're going to now, next thing you know, how many of us are Israelites? You know, how many of us are Moors?
You know, because now you got a sect of people saying now that, you know, the Ma'afa wasn't a Ma'afa.
Right.
We was already here in large numbers.
I'm not on that shit.
Which we have to, there were some of us that were indigenous to here, but a lot of us came here through the European or the transatlantic slave trade.
Navita, let me say this.
There were people that were indigenous to this land as Africans, but we don't want to, because like I see it, I already seen it happening already. And then white folks love it, because then they'll be like, well, y'all wasn't, you don't deserve no reparations for nothing. You didn't even come from slaves.
And
was already here.
And that's part of the trap. That's part of the game. Listen to me. I'm going to say this. If you feel that you have that much Native American, go and register as a Native American and get those fucking benefits.
Get your reformation.
Get those benefits. A majority of us, I'm gonna put it like a majority of us, if not all of us, are descendants of slaves. I know that I'm a descendant of slave. And the reason a lot of people don't want to claim that shit and they want to erase that shit because there's shame there. We ashamed, right? And I'm like this, fuck the shame. We built this motherfucker. And my ancestors say, because last night I was getting, every time they pour libations and they mention shit like, we want to pour for those who was brave enough to jump overboard and drown themselves rather than coming to America. Do we not realize that the motherfuckers that committed suicide, their whole family line stopped? Do we not realize that some of our people decided not to commit suicide because they wanted you to be here? I don't know what the fuck wrong with us. If you're a Native American, motherfucker, there's Native American organizations that you go join and you can fight with them. I need descendants of slaves with me so that I could go on and start raising the funk about us getting what's due to us. If you're not sure about that, stay the fuck out my way. I don't got time for it. I don't got time for niggas fractionalizing themselves and breaking down. I'm part Irish and I'm part this and I'm part that. But then when you driving down the goddamn street, they pull you over and treat you like a motherfucking black man. You know how many niggas in jail claiming that they part Native American?
That's my whole point. My thing is, why do they have to conflict? Because why should I have to deny any part of my heritage? I'm not denying my African heritage. I'm definitely not ashamed.
Oh, and you shouldn't have to.
But I ain't necessarily just talking to you.
Guys,
when we open,
how is that your DNA is not heritage? You know, DNA is not heritage. Heritage is linked to culture. If you have Native American DNA or ancestry, that is not your heritage.
I like that, sis. Damn, I like that. I ain't even never thought about it. You know what? That's some powerful shit she just said. That gave me chills for real. That just gave me chills for real. You know, I did the whole deal, you know, and I always said, but you know what? That ain't your heritage, though. That is a difference. No. It might be in your DNA. It's different. That's not your culture, and that's not your heritage. Like you said, your heritage is connected with your culture. She dropped, that's a bomb right there. Drop a bomb for the sister.
Hold on, hey, wait, hold on. The bomb is sleeping right now. Let's see.
I think one of our primary.
Hold on, Quincy. Hold on. The bomb just dropped. It took a couple seconds.
Yeah, that was a good.
Y'all funny. That's good. I gotta start using that one. I'm gonna start using that right there.
See, because and Quincy, I need you to understand, bro. I know who you are. I'm not talking to you. What I'm saying is we got people.
I wasn't taking it like that.
But what I'm saying is we got people out here trying to fractionalize their way out of our struggle, and they don't care. They don't. Matter of fact, you know the game is now. They're replacing us. We don't even realize it.
For a fact.
We don't even realize that the game now is to replace us. And they're going to leave, as Tone Talk says on his show all the time, they're going to leave us with the price of slavery. Period.
They left us with this.
Oh, we still got we got a little bit of time, maybe.
We watching the end of their plan. They sealing the deal on us. We was asleep when they started. They sealing that deal on us. People claiming Native Americans. My theory is we're going to go the way of Native Americans. Native Americans don't even exist. They exist in textbooks. That's what they're trying to do to us.
Right.
Well, that's why they're trying to take the whole slavery piece now. As we were talking about that on the previous show.
How Tim, you quoted Killmonger earlier on, man. Let me tell you something that I recognize. Now, that line that you quoted was was the only big difficult thing that I had about the whole movie. That statement about throwing or jumping overboard.
Right.
But here's the thing.
That came from Black Panther?
Well, no. But that was a line he used. But we have people that have been for generations, for years since we started pouring libations. We will pour libations for the ancestors that jumped overboard like they were some fucking heroes or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I understand, but don't raise them over the people who had a vision, who stuck around for us. We can't be foolish like that. We need the spirit of the motherfucker, like you said, the fighter.
That's ignorance. I'm sorry, that's ignorance. That's somebody who lacks understanding.
Right.
They don't even know. They don't understand what they're talking about.
I mean, I could pour for the winches that were thrown overboard because they were not, by the master wasn't useful. I could pour for anyone who was thrown overboard, but here's the piece, and this is the piece I wanted to get to. T'Challa was more upset about Killmonger being left, and y'all talking about being left with the price of slavery, and that we are left. The piece is that in that we are Killmonger. So in that sense, I feel like it. But you look at Killmonger, that wasn't his gripe that he got left. He knew what his inheritance was, and by any means necessary, he was willing to die for it.
Well, we ain't willing to die for nothing.
Well,
I'm willing to die. So this is my fear. I'm willing to die. I would die.
As a community, we not.
But I'm like, will I just have? Because I look at my life as a great opportunity for my people. You know, I mean, just from so many perspectives, I have the space, I have the opportunity to not have to be locked into some of the processes that the masses of us are locked into. So I have a little bit of freedom of movement that
Shasha, got on your clothes?
Important to the rest of to everybody.
Find some socks.
So if I do
socks.
some
I gotta go get my
drastic things and make the type of noise that could potentially make me a target and get me killed, will I just die and that be the end? And not just that, I think Martin Luther King is rolling over in his grave with how his legacy is remembered, you know. So I'm like, will I hopefully be pacified? Say it again.
I said, who controls his legacy? Dominant culture controlled his legacy.
Right.
Oh, that ain't even a half. Hold on, time out. This is something that I stumbled across, and I need for one of y'all to confirm it. You go to MartinLutherKingJr.com is owned by the Klan.
No, I'm not. And you say you can or you cannot confirm that?
No, I've seen it with my own eyes. It was, researched it in English class. It is the truth. The information that they put on that site, you can, and the reason why we're talking about it in English class is because we're looking at, looking at reliable sources. And if we put these sites on as part of our bibliography, it is our responsibility to research that site and know who's the owner of it.
Right.
The Klan owns that, and what they want young America to know about MLK, and even blatant lies, they are addressed on that website. So it's who controls his legacy?
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to hang up and listen. Tim, I need to talk to you after this show.
Oh, no. All right, hey.
Your giveaway gift.
Oh, cool. Hey, check this out. So I'm thinking about sharing a movie for the last night of Kwanzaa. Not the movie you was talking about, but I'll talk to you about it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, hit me up once you get a chance, because I'm about to go over to the bookstore in a minute. I'm off today.
Oh, okay.
I've been to work already, but I left already.
All right.
Well, goodbye. Nice talking to you.
So, family.
Peace, brothers. I'll holler at y'all later. Absolutely.
All right, family. This is what I gotta do. I gotta pour these. I gotta do this toast and get out of here and get this card so I get my kids up here so they can catch some of the story time. The conversation was too good for me to cut off and shit. So we got a brother said great and wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and nights, and great and wonderful awakening and revelations. We got hello from Angandanju.
Wagadugu.
That's
Wagadugu,
you?
That's me.
Wagadugu, okay. Oh, okay. All right, because different name popped up on other thing. Then we got
Yeah.
All right.
I used to listen to you 2 years ago. I was in Malaysia then.
I do remember talking to you once.
Malaysia. You said Kim?
Yeah.
I would like to have a conversation with you, if that's okay, because you are listening.
Sure, you can friend me on Facebook. You can friend me, no problem. You guys are good people. You can friend me.
And then we got
Kim Carswell.
Kim Carswell.
Were you ever in Columbus, Miss Kim?
No, I was in Chicago last year, but I wasn't in Columbus.
Okay.
I'm from Chicago.
Okay. All right. So we got
teacher, self-employed.
No, I'm not self-employed.
Well, there's a few Kim Carr. Can you just find me? I think I'm the only one of me.
Okay, I'll look on. What's your name?
Kwesi Lowe. KWESILOW.
Okay, I'll look on. When I look at this again, I'll friend you.
Ooh.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, so we got that idea, full citizenship, a great idea to pursue. He also says ask the sovereignty question of someone who has obtained their personal sovereignty. And I don't.
Oh, wow.
I mean, now I don't know, because he said that the idea of full citizenship is a great idea to pursue, and I'm like, yo, I mean, like I said, I have been waiting for somebody to call in or to talk to somebody who have got their full sovereignty and is living their life. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't ran into anybody yet, and I could be wrong. Maybe they just quiet about it. I don't know, but I haven't ran into anybody that done did all this paperwork and got all this immunity and stuff. I done heard about people arguing people down about traffic stops and shit like that. But, I done seen a nigga talking himself out of many a traffic stop. So,
I think it's all about confidence, how you deal with the people, because I got my license to carry for one. So I just got a speeding ticket the other day. I dealt with the cop. He, I handed him my ID, both my IDs. I mean, obviously, he was out there with the scanner. So them cops typically are pretty, they just want to give you a ticket and carry you on. It's very unlikely that's going to be there coming from the guy out there with the laser, because he just want to give more people tickets, make it as quick as possible. So that happened. He was, it was a respectful exchange. And get upset. He didn't get upset. It was all good. About 10 minutes, I'm on my way. So then when I went to court, long story short, I navigated the situation and worked it out. Like, all together, it was about like almost over $300 that I would have been having to deal with between court fines, the ticket, and all of that. So I explained the situation. I walked out of there. I paid $100 for everything. It was over.
Oh, wow.
And it's over. It's so many nuances to the story that, it's kind of irrelevant. But I knew what the outcome was that I wanted, and I got it,
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Kwame say, Sister Kim, dropping knowledge, good talk, and one love, fam. I got to...
thank you, guys.
I'm living my best life, man. How is that? That's Brother Kwame. I'm about to do this toast. Family, y'all can stay online if you want. But y'all know the list is long. Oh, my God. And I'm so happy. Because we put in that work this year. We got these ancestors. Salute. So I'm going to lift up the glass first to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. From there we go to the list. Do you have your ancestors on the list?
I think I have in the past my mother, Joella Gile, and my father, Bob Carswell. I think I sent them to you before, but it would have been 2 years ago.
Those names don't sound familiar, so let me go and get those. I need a new book. I'm going to have to put them in. Hey, excuse me. I'm on. I need a pen? Because I like to get off, just in case, because I'm going to read through and see if I recognize the names. But I do remember talking to you when you was in Malaysia. I don't know whether you called in or you text or... But that's dope. And right now you in West Africa.
Yeah, I'm in West Africa.
All right, so what's your mom's name?
Joella, Joella.
Joella. Last name?
Giles, Giles.
I might got that. And then the fathers?
Is James, and the last name is Carswell, Carswell. Carswell.
All right, I might have to go through and if you hear those names,
okay.
Let me just let me know. But if not, they're added to the list now. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert the Texan, Davis, Herman Brown, Senior, Rosalie, Tilly, Georgia, William Walter, Christopher, Gas, and Lena, Uncle Chris, I'm Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pimenel, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Nomo X, Sapet Ra, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Broford, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Kyle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William, Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling Lucy Wright, Dick L. Pullian, the Luxor Brothers, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley, Senior, Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Runderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Louis Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Well, Levita Farmer, Agosa Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theodis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Linda Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary, Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keisha Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles. No, that's another Giles. All right. I got Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavina Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kempty, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quails, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quails, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Delrita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. S. Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amitab Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs, Sr., Delma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Frank and Russell Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy Matt Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Dillamon Aries, Jean and Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan, William Walter West, Nigel Parrish, Elder Basiji, Fulani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Walters, DeFriedis Hines, Ines Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scatterberry, Wilson Hadley, Elma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Prithup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbert Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Simpson Ball, Hazel Gatson, Jerry Brantley, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word I, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Glebus, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Haley Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie, Harriet Tubman Cates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Eno Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Hairston, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Key Heap Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erton Houston, Led Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Raymond Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Baba Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, J.C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Captain Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Sir Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Irving, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Irvin, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rayshawn Easley, Javed McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shechem Aha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Cooper, George Swan, Edmonia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlie Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon, Joella Giles, and James Carswell. So I will add them to the list. I'm going to get another book so I can start building up on the list, and your ancestors' names will be the first one to go into our new book until we add up to our next list for next year. And
thank you.
Go on and pronounce the name that you like to be called again.
Kim.
Okay, Kim. Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about the name you wrote up on here. Ogangad.
I wrote a different name.
Yeah, Ogadagu.
No, that's not me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Ouagadougou. That's where I'm located.
Oh, where's that at?
That's in Burkina Faso.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we got
Yeah, that's not my name.
Okay, I was like, because I gotta. All right, so I will be, because I don't know if you can see, but my book is falling apart. So I'm gonna go get me another book today, and I will be adding those names into the book, and we will be building up so that we can have 3 pages next year in the Kwanzaa book. I want to thank. Oh, my fault. So from there we moved to. We did the past, we moved to the present moment. We toast the present moment. Of course, those that rock with us on a daily basis, so you know that we on Nia. But today in Kwanzaa is Ujima. So we salute the present moment, because in the moment is our power. We lift up our glass and we claim our power and we say Ashe. From there, family, we move on. Ashe. And you know what we going? We're going to our children's children unto infinity. If we do not fight, if we do not do what's necessary, our children will inherit dust. So we salute them in the moment, and we move to build them a firm foundation upon which they're going to stand. And we salute our children in advance. Our children on to infinity. And we say Ashe. From there, family, we move on. We go to all of our relations. We say Ashe. Lad, this toast is for you. Whatever you need, we call these ancestors. We have this powerful conversation. Family, the energy is in the room. Take it into you. Fill your cup so that you can fill others. And we toast and we say Ashe. Last but not least, I salute the most powerful, most inspiring, most uplifting, the strongest person in the room. And that's you. I salute you and I say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, I wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. And I will see you in 24 hours, somewhere around here. Give or take a couple of hours. But
thank you so much. This was awesome.
You have a great day.
Okay.
Man, I got an international call. Yes. All right, family. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time. Y'all have a great day, and I will see the rest of y'all at Kwanzaa's. The names are on. Oh, and hey, and sister, we got brothers that listen in regularly. Brother Kwame said those names ain't on there. So we got people that recognize, because, you know, like I said, I didn't recognize the names, and I want to make sure that, and like I said, it was a mistake of the mind and not of the heart. So they will be on the daily toast list. So, you know, use that energy over there in the Burkina Faso. Okay?
Okay.
You have a great day. All right, family, it's been a great conversation today. Y'all, I thank everybody that took time to call in, to comment, all that, man. So, peace and love to each and every last one of y'all. And I am out. I got to go get my car. I'm late. Peace.